My paper will discuss the role of feminist art in Iran. The questions that will be considered in my further research and writing are: how is the work of Shirin Neshat, Parastu Farahar, and Shadi Gadirian feminist art? Why are these artists important to discuss? Why is art a good or bad medium for spreading feminism in Iran? And what is a brief history of feminism in Iran during and since the revolution? The texts that will be considered are Islamic Feminism in Iran, Feminism in a New Islamic Context by Fereshteh Ahmadi, which discusses how Islamic women in Iran are reinterpreting Islamic concepts and law from a feminist perspective. I will also look at a review of the book Populism and Feminism in Iran by Gretchen North, which gives a brief history of how the Iranian Revolution and its outcome influenced feminism. I will also look at Curating Transnational Feminism by Maura Riley, which provides insight into the experience of a curator attempting to assemble an exhibit of global feminist art while taking into account the differing definitions of feminism around the world. Another text included in my research is Feminism and Identity in the Work of Contemporary Iranian Female Artists by Mozdeh Kakbaz, which includes a nuanced discussion of feminism in Iran and the influence of women creating feminist art. Finally, I will look at Art in Exile, a TED Talk by Shirin Neshat, which discusses being the voice of a people while being in exile. To quote Shirin Neshat, "Every Iranian artist in one form or another is political. Politics have defined our lives. If you're living in Iran, you're facing censorship, harassment, arrest, torture, at times execution." End quote. The highly political art of Shirin Neshat will be discussed in this paper, especially her series Women of Allah, which features pieces such as Rebellious Silence, which can be seen here. The art of Parastu Farahar will also be examined, such as Butterfly, which can be seen on the right, which is a wallpaper depicting scenes of female torture made of pictograms in the style of traditional Persian miniatures. Finally, I will discuss the work of Shadi Gadirian and her series such as Like Every Day, in which she challenges international notions of the role of a woman in the Islamic State. Something I will have to be careful to take into account throughout the researching and writing of this paper is my perspective and different experience as a white Western woman, and how not to frame the fight and struggle of Iranian artists through a distorted lens. Second, there are not many articles that discuss the work of Iranian artists in a feminist context, and for this reason, the sources I have found are limited. I will need to deeply analyze the sources I do have and find a few more before finishing the paper. Finally, I will need to strike a balance between the depth and breadth, for example, providing enough historical context of feminism in Iran while leaving room for a deep analysis of the artists and their work. My research question is, to what extent has art as a vessel for feminism in Iran been successful? I hope to answer this question in my paper and demonstrate the benefits and pitfalls of art as a medium for spreading feminism in Iran.